Top 10 Ways Introverts Navigate Constant Group Work 1. Prepare mentally beforehand. Introverts process information internally before they feel comfortable expressing it. When group work is constant, the real stress doesn't come from collaboration, it comes from being forced to react in real time. Previewing agendas, questions, or tasks allows introverts to organize thoughts privately, anticipate discussion points, form clear, well-reasoned responses, reduce anxiety caused by sudden attention. Mental preparation turns participation from pressure-based performance into intentional contribution. Instead of scrambling to speak, introverts enter the group grounded, focused, and ready to add value. For introverts, preparation isn't avoidance. It's how clarity is built. 2. Observe before engaging. Introverts naturally gather information before acting. In group settings, listening first isn't hesitation, it's strategic awareness. By observing before speaking, introverts are able to read the room and understand personalities, power dynamics, and unspoken rules. Identify what's already been said so they don't repeat noise. Notice gaps, contradictions, or overlooked ideas. Choose the right moment to speak with purpose while others rush to be heard. Introverts are quietly mapping the conversation. This leads to contributions that are more precise, relevant, and impactful. Observation turns participation into intention. When introverts finally speak, it's not to fill space, it's to move the group forward. 3. Use written communication. Written communication gives introverts room to think without the pressure of interruption or speed. Instead of competing for airtime, ideas are expressed clearly, calmly, and completely. Using notes, shared documents, or chat allows introverts to organize thoughts before presenting them, communicate without being talked over, contribute at their own pace. Be precise rather than reactive. Writing removes the dominance of louder voices and shifts the focus from who speaks fastest to what makes the most sense. For introverts, written input isn't passive. It's often where their strongest thinking shows up. 4. Take strategic pauses. Introverts don't think slower, they think deeper. Short moments of silence allow their thoughts to settle into something clear and intentional instead of rushed and fragmented. By taking strategic pauses, introverts are able to process what's already been said, connect ideas rather than react emotionally, choose words carefully instead of speaking out of pressure, reduce mistakes caused by speed-based expectations. In fast-moving group settings, silence is often misread as disengagement. In reality, it's active thinking. For introverts, pausing isn't hesitation, it's the space where insight forms. Quality doesn't come from speed, it comes from clarity. 5. Focus on one contribution at a time. Introverts don't measure value by how often they speak, they measure it by what actually moves the conversation forward. Constant participation can dilute insight, while intentional input carries weight. By focusing on one contribution at a time, introverts avoid mental overload from trying to track everything at once. Choose the most meaningful point to address. Deliver clearer, more structured ideas. Preserve energy for moments that truly matter rather than reacting to every comment. Introverts wait until they have something useful, original, or clarifying to add. This makes their words more noticeable and more respected. For introverts, impact comes from precision, not volume. 6. Request clarification or structure. Introverts thrive when they know exactly what's expected. Ambiguity in group work creates stress because they're constantly processing both the task and the social dynamics at the same time. By asking for clarification or structured guidance, introverts can break the project into manageable steps instead of feeling lost in chaos. Understand their role and responsibilities clearly. Reduce mental energy spent guessing what others want. Avoid unnecessary social pressure or repeated explanation. Structure doesn't limit creativity, it frees it. Introverts perform best when they can focus on solving problems instead of navigating uncertainty. For introverts, asking for clarity isn't weakness, it's smart strategy. 7. Recharge between sessions. Introverts process energy internally, so constant group interaction can be draining even if they enjoy the work. Without breaks, mental fatigue builds, reducing focus and creativity. By stepping away between sessions, introverts can quiet their mind and reset emotional energy. Reflect on previous discussions to gain new insights. Process complex information without external pressure. Return to the group with clarity and renewed focus. Recharging isn't avoidance, it's maintenance. For introverts, brief pauses ensure they contribute consistently and thoughtfully, rather than reacting out of exhaustion. Energy management is a superpower, not a weakness. 8. Leverage one-on-one follow-ups. Introverts often process ideas internally before they're ready to speak in a group. One-on-one follow-ups give them the space to articulate thoughts fully without the noise or pressure of a crowd. By using follow-ups, introverts can clarify points they didn't get to in the group, share nuanced ideas that need more attention, build deeper connections with teammates or leaders. Avoid being overshadowed by louder voices. One-on-one interactions turn introverts' reflective thinking into actionable contributions. What might seem quiet in the meeting often becomes insightful, strategic input afterward. For introverts, follow-ups aren't extra work. They're where their best ideas shine. 9. Anchor to purpose, not noise. Introverts are easily drained by constant social input, especially in group settings where conversation can drift. Focusing on the purpose of the work keeps energy directed toward meaningful outcomes instead of scattered distractions. By anchoring to purpose, introverts can ignore off-topic chatter that saps energy, maintain clarity on goals and priorities, make contributions that directly advance the project, stay calm and confident in the midst of group dynamics. For introverts, staying task-oriented isn't ignoring others. It's choosing where to invest mental energy. Productivity and impact come from intentional focus, not constant engagement. Noise fades when the mission stays clear. 10. Protect quiet reflection time. Introverts think most clearly when they have space to process independently before entering group discussions. Jumping straight into conversation can lead to rushed ideas, stress, or overlooked insights. By protecting quiet reflection time, introverts can digest information fully before responding, identify patterns, connections, or solutions others might miss, build confidence in their contributions, reduce anxiety from immediate social pressure. This time isn't avoidance. It's preparation for meaningful engagement. Introverts often turn these moments of solitude into their most thoughtful, impactful input. For introverts, reflection is the fuel that powers effective collaboration.